All right, there we go. Hi, YouTube. Greetings, YouTube. How you doing? Hey, I hoped that the previous episode didn't start too much of a shitstorm. I'm just gonna be straight up about it. Hey, the best way that I can put this, just, you know, pretty sure the previous episode, you guys must have figured out, hey, we did the RAD-ZAR test. Bocchi would actually fall in line with her having autism, right? Or with her having an autism diagnosis. Now, does this change, thanks so much for the follow, Emma. Does this change the fact of her character's journey, or that she's dealing with social anxiety elements or anxiety elements? Not at all, right? In fact, it's, for me personally, it just gives it so much more depth to be able to understand that, like, Bocchi has a lot of different, like, elements at play with her, right? Guys, and with that, I think, because I know on Twitter, this was a discussion point. This was a discussion point for some people, and this is why we're addressing it here. Also, make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are on YouTube. If you guys are watching us here on Twitch Live, follow. 69% of you guys aren't subbed on YouTube, so make sure you guys sub. But no, realistically speaking, there was a contested debate because some people were like, oh, but I relate so much to the character and so much more, like, you know, so many aspects. The only reason why we're doing this, all of the psychological analysis, by the way, all the content that you guys see on the YouTube channel, completely for free. Everything that they get here on Twitch, we're not charging anything. I don't have a secret Patreon where I'm paywalling shit. No, it's just being thrown out there because the main purpose of it is for mental health elements. You know, it's for being able to go and promote mental health. But what I really wanted to go ahead and touch on was, number one, when it comes to individuals or characters that you genuinely connect with, right? Whenever we're doing an analysis of the scene or characters or whatnot, make sure that you're open to the idea of, like, hey, you know what? If you haven't seen a counselor or anything like that before, don't take it as us doing a diagnosis on you, but just being able to go and understand a little bit more aspects of yourself, right? Whether it's myself, Euro, Brady, Tia Boo, whoever other reactor out there who's analyzing characters or scenes, take it as more of a deeper understanding of yourself. And if you do feel like you match this character 110%, hey, there are mental health professionals out there close to you that are able to go ahead and help you out 110% of the way. And if you need any form of help, always make sure to go ahead and ask. On Discord, we have a whole section there for support. We did calculate the spectrum for Bocchi, and she actually scores, I believe it was 123, 124 total points, which is close to the 130 mark for extremely high evidence of the ASPD, right? 90, I believe, was, or above 60 was minimum traits required to be diagnosed for ASD. But 130 is like extreme evidence, and past that, it's more than, you know, more than sufficient evidence. So it's just super duper important that you guys are able to go ahead and ask questions. And I believe the RAD-ZAR test will still be pinned to this comment or to this video later on. With that being said, sorry, y'all. With that being said, why don't we go to just jump into it, yeah? Give me a quick second. Let me go ahead and quickly state this. Guys, I'm going to be checking left, right, middle, everywhere, because I have a shitty ISP, and yeah.
Baka.
Oh, thanks so much for the baka. I appreciate it. All right, there we go. You guys ready? Set. Oh, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you guys trolling the fuck out of it. All right, let's go, guys. Hey, yo. Bocchi's just like us for real, man. For real, for real. Oh, let me go ahead and throw up the audio. Oh, okay, I'll back it up. Oh, all right, you guys should be able to hear it now. I was like, Bocchi's just like us, for real, for real. We're backing it up.
Shokun. お待ちかねの給料だぞ。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。はい。
So hold on, wait a minute, back up. Aside from me thirsting for Dorito Girl's sister here, right? This establishment is actually run by her sister, by this character, right? By essentially like manager's son, right? Okay, I can already tell a conflict of interest that's probably going to go ahead and pop up off of this, just off of the attachment. Yeah, buenas, I know, off of the attachment perspective out of all of this. I'm sorry, and I've encountered this before, where I've been running, for example, some theater stuff. I've been, like, you know, either one of the ushers, one of the hosts, one of the theater directors in that, like, saying for itself, right? Being able to go ahead and, like, make sure that people are up to date in terms of, like, what shows are happening, why they're happening, so on and so forth. And one of the biggest impacts that I had was when my brother was trying to go ahead and perform. But for me, being realistic, the sets of the show, what was happening during that period in time, for example, it was all like shorthand plays, 15, 20, 30-minute plays that were happening. And his troupe that he had prepared was not up to the standard of what the, I guess, theater, the amphitheater where we were at, was prepared for. In terms of, they did not meet my minimum expectations for what a good theater production was. So I did not, I'll be straight up with you. I told them no. I told them, if anything, if you want to go ahead and have a particular slot or an area for you to be able to go ahead and like come in and like be a part of the, like this whole production scripted or whatever, you have to go ahead and show me that you're at least capable of like handling yourself or being able to go ahead and step in, you know, like with your troupe, in order that I don't have to worry about it, right? Guys. So like that's exactly like in my mind, because it's like, how do you differentiate between family and expectations on job, right? And where does that barrier come in? Because I get it, don't get me wrong, they're helping you out, they're cleaning, they're doing all of these things, but first off, is it just going to be like absolutely no like strings being pulled or no tension in between all of these members and the establishment? Because let's be honest, it happens everywhere. There's going to be some form of tension, technical, like emotional, right, physical, so on and so forth, because that's the way that us as people attach, right? That's the way that like general issues and attachment happen. So looking at this, I'm like, all of these characters are so interlinked and there's definitely starting to form, but we haven't even seen the technical, the managerial side of this, right? Keep working in family relationships separate. Yeah. I mean, it's true. It's true. There's a reason why family businesses don't usually work, and it's pretty hard. Yeah, it's pretty easy to understand that, because you got to respect the person in the position that they're in, and that they're probably looking out for the business more so than anything else. And that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm curious if we're going to see anything like this in future orientations of the show, just because realistically speaking, it's something that would happen. Either that or the power dynamics would come into play, right? The power dynamics would come into play where it's like, okay, you really want to go ahead and be a part of this? You want me to go ahead and give you a chance? Why don't you go ahead and do this for me? Why don't you do this? You know, if they lend you a hand to help you on the edge, oof, like forecast. So there's different ways to go ahead and approach this. And I think like, just seeing this and seeing how everything's going so smoothly, I'm not expecting this to go smoothly for long, or at least without any form of a tension point inside of the dynamics. Because now that the band is finally starting to like glue together, or like we're starting to find the different pieces that fit, we're more than likely going to see some sort of like, well, relationship or attachment dissolution in some way, shape, or form.
ありがとうございます。1万円。
Oh.
私の汗と涙の結晶。何に使おう。シスコは漫画大人がいい。あ、お母さんたちにケーキとか買って踊ろうか。じゃあせっかくのところ悪いんだけどライブ代徴収するね。
Welcome to the life of a struggling artist, Bocchi. Welcome to the life of a really... Oh, I felt that, dude. Oh yeah, we have to pay establishments or gear or acoustics or the rent for wherever we're gonna practice. Ooh, paying unnamed, yeah, unnamed, dude. I fucking feel that. Just paying. Oh, dude, it's a good thing when we were in Europe, or when I was in Europe and we had our practice area, we were using the student practice area, so we didn't have to pay that, because that shit's. Ooh. Where's your taxes?
ごめんね。私だって心苦しいんだよ。そういえばライブのノルマのためにバイトしてるんだった。
Here's something else that I'm curious about. we know Bocchi's skill as a guitarist, as a performer, as and Bocchi, don't be too real challenge, as everything else. I'm going to be 110% honest with you guys, and this is something that I often see happen in performance groups and even in performance psychology, right? Which is, right now we're talking about isolation through the basic forms of isolation, through the forms of like, hey, you know what? I feel lonely, so I have to make friends. Totally natural, totally neutral. It happens, right? You guys know what performer isolation is? Especially in big groups. Aside from performing and feeling isolated from the rest of the group, it is quite literally being with, like, for example, if you're a really, really good actor, if you're a really, really good musician or whatever, and performing with musicians who aren't necessarily there, or actors who aren't necessarily there, who know the lines but don't necessarily put any soul into it, or don't necessarily, like, can't necessarily match up to your rhythm, you can feel isolated from them in that regard. You can feel as though, like, your band, your troupe, whatever, is not ready for, or is not at performance level just yet. Even though they might be hyping themselves up to be like, yes, we're performance ready, we can do it. You might know internally and be screaming about it like, no, like, we still need a lot of work, you know? Because why not have anime girls, right? Why not? But for me, it's awesome already seeing this dynamics. Because, like, the show hasn't betrayed us in terms of, like, the way that they're able to go ahead and talk to one another, right? The fact that we have, like, I think Ryo touching, I hate to put, like, poking Bocchi, right? And that happens it does. Every high school project, so on. Also, real questions here. How many of you guys were introverts that got left with the group project? Anybody? I'll be honest, it happened quite a lot where, you know, just because I wasn't speaking up, all of a sudden everyone left a group project to you because you're smart, you can handle it, you can do it. Just tell me what I have to do when it's ever time for us to present. That fucking sucked, dude. It absolutely sucked because it's automatically like weird expectations that are placed on us. Never had a group project beside D&D. Well, even in D&D, Vladisvar, we're just started, man. We're 54 seconds in. Even in D&D, how many, if you play D&D, how many of you guys are the forever DM? That's right. I'm calling it out. Why? Because some people like to overstep their boundaries at time. And they like to go ahead and, like, keep things neutral, you know? At one point, I just said I would do it from the start. Oh. Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going, guys. But I still try to communicate, but they labeled me as that. Fun part is when they do a part, they plagiarize thinking you're too scared of saying anything. Honestly, Raccoon, that hurts when they do a part. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks when stuff like that happens, but it happens a lot. I had to carry the group projects even with the speaking unnamed. Holy, dude, my heart goes out to you, buddy. Holy shit. If you want to know a person, hold on. If you want to know about group projects, right, or like speaking, Brady and I don't give a fuck, dude. I've literally seen Brady come into a group project, like we had to like present, right, and the entire thing being like he wrote a whole like an actual group project, and then realizing that what he wrote on wasn't anything to do with the actual homework. So he like literally one person went up and presented before him, and he was like fucking typing it on his fucking computer, making it immediately, and then going up there and performing it like he had just fucking like he had studied for this, that he had practiced for this. Same thing for me due to my theater or whatever, dude. I've been able to go ahead and bullshit a great majority of projects or talk about projects because you get comfortable being able to speak. But yeah, dude, fellow Bocchi people, that's a lot of love, guys. I appreciate y'all. This is, fuck it, we'll do it live. we'll do amazing stuff here.
Hmm. せっかくならライブの物販で置いてみたいし、それにミュージックビデオの撮影とかするのも結構お金かかるんだよ。
Oh no.
じゃあ夏休みは別のバイトを増やさないとですね。だね。みんなで海の家とかでバイトしちゃう？いいですね、海。
Same, dude. I'm listening to all of this shit. My anxiety is skyrocketing because I'm putting myself in Bocchi's shoes. And my first thing that comes into my mind is like, yo, why are we not doing the number one important thing that all good bands should do? Communicate your expectations. Like, Dude, if we got Brady on the fucking harmonica, me on the drums, we'll get Kraith on the guitar, Raccoon on bass, you know, Nick for the singer, or so on and so forth. The first thing we got to talk about are our expectations. Guys, what falls within our budget? Are we okay doing this or are we not? And if we're not, right, or if we are okay with doing this, how can we do this without making it like soul crushing for everyone? Aisha, a singer too, you know? She's also looking for loans. She's following the American student system here. But that's sort of what I'm getting at, dude, is like, that's a lot of pressure, dude. And then Rex just like on the side playing like random piano noises, you know? There we go. There we go. Anyway, that's sort of what I'm getting at, dude, is like not being able to go and manage your expectations and talk about your expectations can lead to a lot of like difficulties. I'm actually excited to finally, like, whenever they play their first song, like genuinely being able to go ahead and like hear it out, you know? Oh, dude. Oh shit. Oh, we only got the ending. Fuck. Oh. Trash can meetings, exactly, brother. I'll wait till the end here. I'll wait till I'll wait to the. You didn't. Oh, you didn't ask her. Oh, guys. Okay, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Guys, I'm not a fucking wizard. Hold on. Just the fucking casual nature of it. F in the chat, dude. I'm not putting you on. Oh, a 2 weeks notice. Yeah, whatever, wizard. What the fuck, dude? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That one fucking took me by surprise. All right, guys, let's.
I predicted all of this, you know. All of it.
I'll give you my thoughts after the intro. Guys, here you go. Here's the intro. Let's get a bunch of cat jams. Let's get excited for fucking Bocchi, man. All right, let me go ahead and pause it. We'll give it 4 or 5 seconds just so that the YouTube copyright system can mute that and not mute the actual show and discussion. If I were to go ahead and talk about this, right? If I were to go ahead and like just have a conversation about this, or have a conversation about the growth elements in this, we're more than likely going to see like I'm talking about just the characters in general, right? If I'm like sitting back in here and I'm fucking, you know, Monster, the guy in Monster that does this, a detective that's like overly thinking, and I'm analyzing their attachments and shit. Here, hold on. We gotta be real about it, right? Hold on, I gotta be French ed for this. Oui. Okay, if I'm over here and I'm like fucking analyzing this shit, right? What I'm seeing immediately is that like pull, like rupture and repair process between more than likely the sisters trying to go ahead and understand or come into an agreement, right? Which, as I said, probably the best agreement would be like, hey, you have to bring certain amount of people in, or you have to be certain that you're bringing individuals in, because there's a lot of expectations with getting a spot in almost immediately, right? So if I were to go ahead and bring someone in, if I were to go ahead and say, you know what, Brady, you know what, Craith, I'll give you a 30-minute slot, but I'm not just doing it for free. Yo, you got to make sure that each one of you and all of your troop members fill up at least half of the stage. So you all have to sell 8 tickets, right? Each. If you guys can sell 8 tickets each, we're all good. We're all squared away. You don't own anything. We're fine. Can we call Evil Ed, Johan Ed? No, maybe. I mean, they're already paying, right? Well, no, aside from that, Masters, because there's a difference between people paying and then you giving someone a chance for them to be able to go and fill up the spots. Because what you don't want is random, like, people that go into this establishment already to go ahead and see some shows that are, like, there for, like, other bands and whatnot, be turned off because of the music quality of another individual. So you more than likely, or, like, performance quality of a troupe or whatever, so you more than likely want them to bring in their own little, like, fan base, parents, whatever it can be, to go ahead and fill in for those gaps as well. Why? Because a more crowded club, the ambience, right? If we're gonna look at your boy Kong Ming, right? One of the key features in that show that can totally relate to this one is number one, vibe, atmosphere, and the way that you work your crowd, right? Because those three are super duper important, i.e. if you have a solo stage and you're performing on a solo stage, it's going to be harder to attract people from the outside in. But if you already have people in there, people get more curious about it and they do start to come in. It's an interesting effect. And I think any, like, especially if you ever perform outside or you do any, like, outside performances or whatever, you always at least have to have 1 or 2 or 3, you know, some onlookers, people stopping by and just looking at you in order to create that curiosity effect. Which is why oftentimes, I'll bet you this, if you went walking today, how many of you guys were extremely attentive to every single action that you did throughout the day, right? To the person that was busking outside the mall, did you pay attention to them or no? To the person that was, like, asking for money, did you acknowledge their existence as an individual, or did you just continue on by your day? That's if you were out, right? Sometimes, as opposed to when people are genuinely paying attention, right? It draws your eyes to it. And I think that's why people, clubs, theaters, whatever, always ask for people to go ahead and fill in, either as actual personnel that are there or, you know, for you to bring other individuals in. I'm just super duper curious as to how this show is trying to approach that whole thing in general, because it's band cohesiveness. And that's what propinquity is. Propinquity is just being able to see how much time you spend with someone and how those attachments form. Because attachments are pretty much the key to a lot of things in our life, guys. Anyway. Forest walking, yeah?
なんだか空気がやばい。ああ、集客できなかった時のノルマなら払えるよ。お金の問題じゃなくて、実力の問題。この前は出してくれたじゃん。あれは思い出作りのために特別にな。
So you can make a memory. Oh, she's being too realistic here. Oh, that fucking hurts, dude. It's a fucking skill issue. I know she's being savage, but I'm wondering how far she's willing to take it. She'll make an exception. I know her. She's not that bad, but I think she's sort of testing the resolve of the group as well, dude. That's What's true. It's true.
5月のライブみたいなクオリティなら出せないから。出せないって。じゃあ私たちは一生仲間内で仲良しクラブやっとけ。
Man, I fucking hate hearing shit like that. I think I've been told, even about psychology and performance theater and anything that I did, was always like, yeah, just stick with that as a hobby, man. You'll be good. Just do it as a hobby. You know, everything in life, you know, if you're passionate about it, yeah, just stick with it as a hobby. That's, you know, oh, your job? Yeah, no, just do a hobby. Look for something else. Oh, streaming on Twitch? It's just a hobby, dude. It's not like you guys are genuinely making impacts on people's lives, or, you know, uploading to YouTube. Why would you want to do that as a job? No, just stick to it as a hobby. There's a lot of people out there who are going to go ahead and doubt your abilities and doubt your ability to stay, you know, and do certain things, or be able to accomplish your goals. And I think ecologically speaking, it can be a lot harder depending on the way that you were raised. And I hate to put it this way, but it's absolutely, like, if you guys look at ecological standards, i.e., say economically, where were you born? Are you born in a affluent environment, you know, rather upper class environment, or lower class environment, you know? And what was the education system around you like? How many people graduated? And you can just keep going down the line and start seeing, like, are people doing what they're passionate about or not? Do people have the means to even look for higher education? And you just keep going down this train, and it can become pretty dark, dude. It can become a pretty dark train to follow in situations like this. Just because it's just a hobby is a very big thing that resonates with lower income areas. And you'll never see them really, or a lot of people struggle to go ahead and break outside of their sociological and ecological circles in times like these. It's hard, dude. It's all fucking... It hurts, dude. It hurts to see people that are so passionate, that have such an amazing ability to do certain things, but because others tell them it's just a hobby, they never decide to pursue it. And those that do may often be shunned. You like D&D? Oh, you should maybe not do that. It's just a hobby. Whoa. Oh, you like doing this? You know? Fuck, dude. Can I be her stuffed animal? What's up, Cloud Monkey? How you doing? I want to be Ona-chan's stuffed animal. Oh, 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 my heart. Oh shit, Cloud Monkey. It's too cute. Bocchi. No. 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 And Bocchi, at this point in time, hearing that, right? Hearing her sigh, I feel like Señorita Bocchi, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? She wanted some form of confrontation. And oftentimes, it's just... You get shit tested a lot in life, right? And you have to be able to stand up for yourself. And I'm wondering if Bocchi catches on to situations like this. If not for her friends, I'm not saying that she's being able to read the room, but just for her friends who are trying to go ahead and say something or whatnot. Because for me, if I was in that shoes, I'd be like, all right, well then walk us through what can we do to go ahead and get there, right? If you're saying that this is just a memory, yet I'm pretty sure you get some garbaggio bands up here as well. Let's talk about it. How can we improve, right? But I also feel like this can downplay into a really, really bad situation because I see the lovely PAs on there as well, and just being like, let's put you in a ridiculous, like, you know, make you say some ridiculous stuff, or make you like, what is the beg that they do, the bow that they do, the when they go on their knees and bow all the way down for whatever, like extreme bow. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The dogaza, yeah. Do a full-on dogaza, man, and we'll think about it. Or let me take pictures of it. Or something like that. I can totally see them just taking advantage of a situation like that. But anyway, Bocchi, I feel sorry for you, dude. That sucks, dude. Like, my heart literally just... It hurts that, like, dreams can be broken like that.
待って、ぼちちゃん。わかりやすくすねてる。うっそ。先輩、大丈夫ですか？ごめんね、急に。
Also, did anyone notice what Dorito Girl did? She was confronted with the situation that was a lot for her to handle. So what did she do? And I'm gonna throw this out there as like as like an actual, yeah, for you can say fight or flight was activated, yeah. She ran, but she also did a coping mechanism that I don't think a lot of, yeah. But she did a coping mechanism that I don't think a lot of people, or aside from running away, right? Think about it this way, right? If she would have stayed in that situation in that high of demand or whatnot, or that high of pressure, do you think that they would have come to an agreement, or do you think that it would have gotten worse? If she would have stayed in there, they more than likely would have kept like yelling at one another at that state outside. Yeah, Sagusu, in a way, right? Because sometimes calmer minds will always prevail. And even though she had to have her little outburst and run out to go and isolate for a bit, what happens? She starts to cool down. She starts to think. You know, you're no longer in that fight or flight type of state. You're in the introspective mind. You're in the calm and rational mind after you're able to go and take a break. Which is why I will always suggest that, guys, if you're in a situation where you feel like you are about to explode, about to be trapped or whatever, hey, even just being like, hey, give me a couple minutes, I'm going to be right back, I got to go cool off. That's A-okay. That is acceptable to go ahead and do. That is an appropriate coping mechanism for situations where you don't necessarily know how to handle stuff, right? Where something might be out of your control and you might feel overwhelmed, or you might feel like it's too much. Like, you know, her friends went to go check up on her, but by this point, you know, she's already starting to come down, start to be in that calmer state of mind. Because when have we, like, genuinely curious, when you guys were completely triggered, when you guys were in that heightened state of mind, anxious, whatever, how was it to make a decision? Was it easy or was it extremely difficult? I'll be honest, when I'm anxious and I'm making a decision, I'm fucking regretting it, dude. Every step of the way, I'm like, is it the right one? Is it not? Like, holy fuck, if I fuck this up, man, this is going to look really bad on me. My self-talk starts getting really bad. I start having really bad cognitive distortions about the event. It can take a while. It can be very, very difficult, which is why I'm saying, like, for her to actually go out and calm down, take a drink, eat something, when I'm on pressure. But there's a difference between like pressure to perform, like i.e. a performance, versus like pressure to respond, right? Even more so when you're sleep deprived and dehydrated. Oof, Sagus, oof. Bocchi, you good? True forest walker. Bocchi. I just noticed this. Why does I kept thinking about it. Why do I feel like her and Subaru would get along? I guess it's the tracksuit, man. The tracksuit has been, she became blue. Fuckish. That's not Bocchi. She needs water. I was like, yeah, why do I feel like her and Subaru would get along? It's the tracksuit, dude. The tracksuit gang appeared.
1週間後の土曜日に演奏を見て決めるからって。え？何してんの？精一杯副中心を表現し。よと。早く追いかけないと見失うんじゃないの？
Hey, yo, hold on, chat, no, you take all of that back. I don't think I have to say it. Blue etchy sounds kind of, it does sound kind of wrong, Neko. But I'm also, guys, okay, audition stuff. They're hitting very, very, very realistic points.
All of this, you know.
Like I don't even have to go that deep into it where they're just like poking off of each other's attachments quite well. Holy fuck, dude. That's the ultimate obedience, yeah.
あるらしいよ。両先輩の話にってそうじゃなくてつまりオーディションそれに合格したらライブに出られるってことね。はいなら最初からそう言えばいいのに。
Bruh.
でもじゃああとは頑張るだけですもんね。
Dog is bonfire.
うん そうだね。
この二人が一番不安なんだけどって顔してる。じゃあ。
I love that you say real is so wise, but you know who genuinely is wise? I guess wise depending, right? And this is somewhat related to musicians and whatnot, or theater people in general. I have never gotten better advice. Like, I've directed plays, I've done everything, Brady's been a part of them, so on and so forth, right? But then going out and meeting, like, honestly, just relaxing with drunk people. I hate to put it this way, right? At a bar, just being at a bar, or with people that have just come out of a bar. Let me tell you why. Sometimes, right, you get to meet some of the most crazy individuals out there, right? And by individuals, I mean, we've literally met like lawyers, philosophers, other psychologists, so on and so forth. And when drinking, sometimes that layer of filter that they put on is completely gone. So sometimes you can throw out a question and then get back very sophisticated answers or complete trash. One or the other. One or the other. And this is something I think that Brady and I have both experienced in our time together when we were like over there. We would literally, like, after practice or whatnot, we would go and chill, go to a bar, relax, and literally not to get like messed up or anything, but just to like drink and be a part of the vibe. And yeah, it's like a gotcha. Sometimes you'll have like the most amazing conversations with people there. Other times it just might be complete garbaggio where you're trying to find depth and you can't find it, you know? So when it comes to situations like this, it's like, hey, you know what, theater, hey, what if you tried this approach? And like, we got so many like different advice and approaches to like how to expand or how to do certain things. And it was like, that's beautiful. And sometimes you just meet a random genius there. Exactly. And that's why it's like, dude, that's a tier combo when you pull an S++ tier combo. Yeah. Anyway. Starman. Professional boxer. Hey.
ダメ、エアバンドじゃないんだよ。
1週間しかないから今回は頑張らなくても。
ヘタッピでも頑張れば熱意は伝わるって。ヘタッピ。
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
でも2人とも最初より全然上手くなってるし、ね、りょう。ちょっとフォローして。
Oh.
ぼっちゃん、土管の中引きこもらないで。
作詞してまたちょっと調子乗ってすみません。
ぼっち節が響いて。
That's a dang pipe.
私はともかく、お父さんが前学校で聞いたときは素人の私でもうまいって思えたのに。とにかくほら出ておいで。前のはまぐれだったのかしら。リズム隊がうまければなんとかなるよ。そうでしょうか。うん、全員両並みに演奏できるようになってることを求めてるわけじゃないと思うし。じゃあ何を求めて？熱量？バンドとしての成長？
One thing I don't want to see that I'm fucking tired of, and this is me like as a musician, right? Where it's like, new people that start art and music, don't get me wrong, like, I love the fact that you're so enthusiastic about it, right? But like, if you're gonna be a drummer or whatnot, and your band say it is like dragging or rushing, don't try and fill it in with random fills just because you think, oh, you know what, I gotta cover for it, dude. It makes it sound worse, right? Yeah, play loud to cover, right? So if I've seen a lot of people try and go for like the 64th notes or the 32nd notes, like while playing drums, when their band is like dragging, and it makes it sound even worse, right? So like, don't try to catch up, listen, I think, especially in percussion, and genuinely feel the vibe. And I think that's sort of where it's at, right? Where it's like, in a performance, especially when everyone's there, there's also the key thing of soul. You can go ahead and have a performance, everyone can say the monologues on screen, and, you know, we can recite the most poetic soliloquy, and, you know, so on and so forth. But if there's no soul, or there's no actual heart behind the music, it becomes very obvious if there's no personality in there, or no personality behind the monologue. So you got to be able to match the vibe. You got to be able to match each other. And that's why propinquity is so important, you know? That's why it's so important to be able to talk to one another and be able to grow in that regard. So I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to go. Oof, Vladitz, oof.
後藤さん、ありがとね。練習付き合ってくれて。
おー。
いえ、でも薄暗いところじゃなくて教室で練習した方が。 いや、それはそんなことしたらみんななんで北さんみたいな子があんなことってジロジロ見られて練習どころじゃ。あ、そうか。教室で演奏したらうるさいものね。さすが後藤さん。いい方に解釈してくれた。優しい。あのね、後藤さん。私ね、あれから考えてみたんだけど、バンドとしての成長ってつまり頑張ってることが伝わればいいと思うの。はい。私その時に心から頑張ったって言えるように後悔しないようにしたくて、だからオーディションの日までお付き合いよろしくお願いします。そんな頭上げてこちらこそよろしくお願いします。え、何その髪型。
Oh, dude, don't. Oh. My new favorite band. My new favorite. Dude, okay, it might just be me, but women in suits, man. Women in suits. Women in suits, brother. That's all I gotta say, brother. Where's the merch? Where's the merch, lady? Sign me up, dude. Oh,
yes, Daddy.
Dude, that's all I gotta say. It's like all of our hearts skip the beat simultaneously there, dude. Women in suits is a big plus, dude. Ooh. All right, let's go, guys. Sorry.
としての成長を見た目で表現。そうです。やっぱり量か。飲酒、喫煙、女遊び、そして髪型をキノコヘア。それがバンドマン。イメージがコテコテすぎる。それにタバコもお酒も20歳になってから。はい、キノコ。
Hey boys, y'all still have a chance. Y'all hear that? She only banned smoking and drinks. She didn't ban love. Y'all heard that. The drummer laid a foundation. She said no smoking, no drinks, but she was okay with the love aspect. Y'all can have hope, ladies and gentlemen. Hope is the name of the game. It's a fictional character. It's time to have hope, ladies and gentlemen. Drop the almighty Dorito for hope.
満足した？ニジカには目が半分隠れてうざったい感じの斜め前髪枠が開いてるから。そんな枠結構です。私、女遊び好きです。私と遊んでくれる女の人がいません。
Oh.
大丈夫。下北沢のビレパ。
Wait, but that doesn't. What's up, Rainy Winners? Also, hey, yo, Bocchi is not saying she's against the idea of dallying with women. Y'all hearing this? Y'all hearing this? They ain't saying they against the idea of dallying with women. Hey, yo, this is a whole new fucking character realm we're opening up here. This is...
晩前でギターを背負って気だるそうにしとけば多分誰か寄ってくるから。こらこら、偏見に満ちた情報を教えない。真面目にやる。
Bocchi the W, dude.
目に見えないし、判断基準ぼんやりしてるし。はっきりしてるよ。とにかくお姉ちゃんを納得させればいいんだから。練習あるのみ。ほーら、さっさと着替えて。北ちゃんも。はい。りょうさんの言うこともちょっとわかる。成長って正直なところよくわからない。
Let's talk about it. Bocchi, what does growth mean for you guys? Genuinely curious. And I'm also curious if Bocchi has asked herself that question before, like, not so much about growth, but about the way that she treats herself, right? If a friend treated her like that, would she still be her friend? And I think it's always important to label what you see as growth and what that self-reflection element is as importance in that, because sometimes in the still of the night, right? In that quiet place, improvement physically and mentally, yeah, in that quiet place that we often have, that's often some of the times where the most introspective moments can come, where we're able to go ahead and start realizing, wait a minute, have I grown? Am I growing by what am I doing? Well, what I am doing. At my job, am I growing or am I stagnating? And if I'm stagnating, why am I stagnating? Why do I feel like there's mud and I'm being dragged down instead of actually taking steps forward in my life? Why do I feel as though the friends around me aren't necessarily helping me grow and evolve, but in fact are keeping me from certain experiences? You know, asking yourself questions that either, you know, can allow for you to start growing. For me, it's to have more time to do things intentionally. Yeah. If I see progress in one way or another, that's growth. Cloud Monkey, what about negative progress in of itself, right? Because sometimes you can have progress and sometimes you can digress quite a bit. To me, growth is understanding and acceptance, understanding what surrounds you, yourself, and the mutual exchanges in those aspects, and have acceptance of reality as it is. That's powerful. Yeah. Yeah. Because let's be honest, sometimes we digress, right? We relapse. And I think that's also a part of growth. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that, right? You're trying to change habits, right? You're trying to go ahead and like make your bed every single morning because you're also make sure, guys, if you guys are right now on Twitch or YouTube, if you guys are reading this, hey, if you see a piece of garbage on your desk, throw it out right now. The reason why I'm talking about this is like, if you were to go ahead and establish a set pattern of changing a habit or growth in that aspect, right? Relapse happens. Relapse happens for almost everything, guys. And this is just me being realistic and throwing it out there. Because oftentimes there's a lot of stigma. Relapse happens, stigma surrounding relapsing. You're growing, you're trying to experience new things, and boom, you fell back into a habit, but you recognize it quicker, and you're able to go ahead and expand and get away from it quicker and start going. Relapse is a natural part of the actual like evolution process of trying to go ahead and grow. I'll make my bed right now, Cloud Monkey. There you go. You see, getting ahead of the game here. But I just want to go ahead and expand on that because a lot of people, you know, in situations like this is, yeah. Wait, is this 21 days to change a habit true or just bullshit, Ed? Masters, everyone has different days, different, because some people like to narrow it down. It takes 21 days for you to establish a new routine, which if we're going to take it effectively, like everyone can throw out random numbers, like 28 days for you to start finding out if your new medication is actually working for you, or, you know, it takes 3 months for you to actually be diagnosed with depression, you know, or so on and so forth. Like everyone can throw out numbers, but genuinely it's whatever it takes for you, because it's a how do you put it? It's like a bell curve, right? Some people will land perfectly in the middle. Other people are more than likely going to land on either side as well. New year, new me, nothing will change. Puckish. My dude.
努力とはまた違う気もする。ここ最近本当に激
True unnamed. Honestly true.
バイトを始めた。人の目がたまに見れるようになった。指良くなったね、だいぶ。でもそれはバンドとしての成長ではない気がする。ただミジンコやミラムシから人間としてのスタートラインに。
Wait, hold on. This is deep, but oh, fuck, I backed it up too far. There's one thing I wanted to look at.
ここ最近本当に激動だった。バイトを始めた。人の目がたまに見れるようになった。指良くなったね、だいぶ。でもそれはバンドとしての成長ではない気がする。ただ
They must have gotten advice from like a drummer, at least, or like must have copied at least like what a drummer does or whatnot. Just because like oftentimes what like when you see people animating like a drummer or whatnot, they put their feet together, like, you know, they're still sitting like really cutely instead of like out and about and actually practicing their eighths, right? So, you know, their quarter notes or their half notes, or, you know, their eighth notes in this case, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah.
せっかく夢だったバンドをやれてるのに成長した気になってただけで私は
Oh.
よし今日はここまでにしようか。
That doubt, dude. That self-doubt.
明日のオーディションに備えてゆっくり休んでね。お疲れ様です。 でいい？はい。
Eh? So in terms of empathetic, like people that are able to read others in this group, I think the Rito girl is catching on to a lot of people's impressions and their relationships with one another a lot quicker than most. Like, in terms of actually seeing the strings and the way that people are interacting, I also wonder how much stress is actually put in her, aside from like an extroverted nature. Because guess what? Even being extroverted or being out there, a lot of people wear masks, guys. And oftentimes, like, you know, once you break a little or they're able to go ahead and reveal a little bit of themselves, you often find that they feel a lot of pressure, and that the mask that they're wearing is just a coping mechanism that they've learned, or like, you know, like a face that they've learned to wear so that others aren't, like, you know, others are able to go ahead and communicate in some way, shape, or form. So with her, just being able to go ahead and see that, like, for example, Bocchi wasn't necessarily in the right state, or even previously, right, being able to go ahead and like lower people's guards just with the way that she approaches them is huge. Not necessarily puckish. So, not necessarily a true extrovert doesn't exist. Depends. So I think that, because there are many studies, and I know I've shown many studies on here where we've gone over extroverts and introverts and differences, and even how, you know, some extroverts can be energy vampires, right? Where they, like, everywhere they go, it just feels as though like it's too much energy for introverts, and it feels like they just suck the life out of you. Your energy, quite literally, like your mood, your energy, everything. It's just like, and you're just like, I want to go home. Like, you were okay with trying it out, but if an extrovert's too extroverted, or like too much, like in terms of like invading your own personal space or boundaries, or talking over you, or not leaving time for space, yeah. It's a spectrum, and you can be in the middle. Exactly. But even then, a lot of people nowadays have coped, especially if let's modernize it, right? A lot of people nowadays, guess what they do? They replicate a lot of the people that they watch. Habits, talking mannerisms. I've had a lot of youth talk to me, and you know, whenever they're talking to me, I'm like, because they're like, dude, Pepega, bro, dude. And I'm like, okay, XQC, like, bring it down a bit, dude. Breathe. I know you can talk, dude. I've heard you talk before. But, like, like, they copy certain mannerisms and certain, like, things that they see. I know, a very Pepega moment. Certain, like, streamers or YouTubers or individuals that they see, because to them, that's the way that, you know, people talk. That's the way that, like, they're able to go, boys, I know. Wait, hold on. Boys, right? Like fucking Ludwig or other streamers or other, like, what do you call influencers out there. Like, kids mimic because they mimic what they think will make them, you know, more digestible for others. And that's why I, like, whenever it comes to situations like this, you have to remember, are people being the real them, like, with you, or are they just wearing a mask in some way, shape, or form? It's PewDiePie. If someone said that, dude, there would be some, I'd be a little curious. But yeah, it's a big concept to grasp, and I think this is just me presupposing nothing, like, as we keep going forward, and of course, as influencer culture keeps growing, we're going to see more, we're going to see more people use these masks as a way of interaction, of forming attachments, of trying to go ahead and keep that, like, stick and rope concept that the cavemen used alive. Anyway, no, you say poggers. I've heard people say, yeah, you a Giga Chad, or you a Sigma male, or a top G, or a lot of stuff, guys. Anyway.
ありがとうございます。もし私に付き合わせちゃったりしてたらごめんね。いや、ほら、ぼっちちゃんが結束バンド入ってくれたのってその場の成り行きだったでしょ。はあ、ぼっちちゃんあの時ずっとバンドやりたかったって言ってたけど。そういえば私、ぼっちちゃんがどんなバンドしたいとか、何のために今バンドしてるとか聞いたことなかったなって。Bro. ちやほやされたくて始めたって正直に言うべきだろうか。人によってそういうのそれぞれじゃない？別にライブに出るのが全てじゃないし、知ってもらうのも今は配信とか方法はいろいろだし。
True. Guitar Hero.
ギターヒーローでネット配信するのも楽しいし、ネットの世界は私に合ってる事実もあったり。私はさ、目標っていうか夢があるから、だからつい熱くなりすぎるっていうか、だからぼっちちゃんに無理させちゃってたりするかなとか。そんな全然無理なんてないです。そうならよかった。
Hey, yo, you won't gulp that?
売れて武道館ライブですよね。本当の夢はその先にあるんだけど。でもまだぼっちちゃんには秘密だよ。じゃあ明日よろしくね。
That animation was too cute. My heart, dude. That animation was too cute. Dorito Girl is actually... Think about it this way, dude. Most people would have just forgotten. Dorito Girl has given a lot of hints to her nature. Someone who's gone through something. Yeah, she has immediately recognized what was wrong. That's actually what I was going to point out for Swalker. Is a lot of people aren't able to go ahead and keep that in mind. Like, for example, hey... I'm sorry, I completely forgot to ask you, like, you know, I'm sorry I roped you into this. I completely forgot to ask you, like, what type of a band do you want to do? Unless they faced some kind of trauma in their past, or unless there's been something in the past that made them realize this. Because empathy is a skill that can be learned at any age. Empathy is a skill that takes a lot of practice and takes a lot of learning. You know, it's not just something that, like, you know, one day you're born and you're like, I'm extremely empathetic. It's like, no, we empathize by drawing on our experiences and being able to relate to others in some way, shape, or form. The Dorito sisters, man. Budokan, isn't that the Dragon Ball fighting tournament? No, oh god. DLC. I can imagine it. But can Bocchi beat Goku, though? Okay, wait, hold on, Emma. If anyone in here says I am an empath, first off, okay, Bocchi watchers in the future, hey, I will never say I am an empath. I'm pretty sure Brady will never say I am an empath. Because guess what? We're not the fucking X-Men. I hate to say this, right? I hate to fucking throw this out there, right? But there are a lot of people out there who are like, I'm an empath and I can sense everything. It's like, no, dude. We can be empathetic, right? But that doesn't mean that you're an empath, dude. That just kind of destroys the whole purpose of even drawing empathy towards another person. In fact, that kind of makes you like, oh yeah, you should definitely agree with my dynamic here because I'm an empath. Instead of like, yeah, it kind of kills me a little whenever I see people use that. And it's like, dude, you can just like empathize with others. You don't have to explain that you're an empath in any way, shape, or form. Anyway. Maxer quote. Oh, dude, I'm waiting. Go ham. Blow me away. Oh, PA-san. Oh, Dorito Girl sister, look at me like that, please.
今も人気になってちやほやされたいっていうのは変わりない。でもそれは私だけじゃない。
Hey, that's growth, dude. Let's go.
この4人でだ。
Wait, is real plucking? Is real plucking and not necessarily slapping? Is she not a slapper? Oh, dude, I thought real was gonna be based here. Hold on. But also, huge ass growth moment. Oh.
結局成長って何かわからなかった。でも今私はこの4人でちやほやされてバンドをし続けたい。みじかちゃんの本当の夢も叶えたい。
This is a fucking jam. Oh. I know.
なんかで落ちるわけにはいかない。このままバンドを終わらせたくない。
I'm like speechless, dude. This is like. Bocchi just fucking killed me there, dude. Oh, Bocchi the jammer. Bocchi the Guitar Hero character that we never unlocked. What the fuck was that, dude? And her singing lower than her speaking. True. Oh. Oh. Oh, dude, Bocchi the fucking rock, dude. But also, hey, I gotta say that work, that was pretty good. The animation for like their actual playing was phenomenal, dude. Hola, Jose Pizza, ¿cómo estás? How you doing, Jose Pizza? But their fucking playing and everything was phenomenal, dude. Like, yo, talk about growth and also talk about dreams, right? If we're gonna talk about that, dreams is one of the most powerful things out there. And a person with a good dream, a person that is able to connect with you on their level, they can get you on board for a bigger dream. Right, and I love saying this, right? Because what is putting on a performance other than the like collection of dreams of people, right? Of goals, of expectations, of so on and so forth. Whether it be a theater production, a music performance, coming together for something big like that. It's a collection of people and their wants, their desires, their everything. If we're talking about growth, damn, Bocchi's grown a lot from us as an audience looking in. She's not in a box. She's talking to people. She's able to joke around. She's able to work. She's able to do so many fucking incredible things. And she's finally letting loose on stage a little bit. Like, this is huge. That's a huge fucking moment. And it's like inspiring. This was Bocchi's voice, Stand the Hive? Oh, fuck.
いいんじゃないって言いたいところだが、ドラム肩に力入れすぎ、
Yeah.
ギター2人下向きすぎ、ベースは自分の世界に入りすぎ。でもまあお前らがどういうバンドかは分かったけどね。
アドバイスありがとうございました。
え？何そのリアクション？
いや、だって。
Oh,
だからどういうバンドか分かったってば。
that's good.
喜ぶところだから。
多分合格ってことだと思いますよ。
Oh, bro, she's my type of girl. I don't even care, dude. PA-san and Dorito-san, girl's sister, dude. Oh, my heart, dude. My heart just, She gave you a compliment without giving you a compliment. That's what I was hearing, dude. She's like, I finally understand where you're coming from. But also, I can totally tell why they're friends or why they get along so well here.
だからそう言ってんだろ。合格。もうお姉
ちゃん分かりにくすぎ。つまりやったってこと？やった。合格ですって。はい、やったわね。はい。リョウも気づいた？ぼっちちゃんの演奏少しの間だったけどいつもと全然違ったような。お父さんやっぱりすごかったわ。北さんすみません。お父さん？お父さん
！Guys, this is actually a very realistic thing. Before and after a performance, I'm not even going to lie to you. F in the chats for this. You guys are about to hear something that not a lot of people like to go ahead and hear it, but if you're in part of the performance world, you probably already know about it. Hey, before a performance, and even after a performance, usually before a performance, we all have rituals. One of those rituals I know a lot of people do is a pre-show poop and a pre-show pee. Because once you're on stage, it's really hard to go in there, right? And your anxiety is like, blah, 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 because you either got to go on stage, you got to perform for so on, whatever, right? And then afterwards, dude, yeah, stuff like this can really happen depending on how high your anxiety levels get. 100% realistic. I've seen it happen a lot to a lot of performers where, like, after a performance, they bow, they get their roses, everything, they go backstage, and they have to rush to the restroom because, yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. Cloud Monkey, yeah. And these people, a lot of the people, like, individuals that I performed with, they've, like, you know, they've been performers for a majority of their life, but, you know, it's just a moment. It just depends on how intensive or how extensive the pressure they feel is. The royal dam just breaking here. Uh-oh.
さっきの演奏、気のせいか。すみません、慣れないことしたから遺産が大量に。
Yeah.
大丈夫大丈夫。そりゃ一応もびっくりするよ。まさかの合格だったし。私は最初から確信してた。次の曲も考えてたし。すっごい。さすが先輩。まあ終わった後なら何とでも言えるよね。みんなで写真撮りましょう。まず床を掃除させてください。
Can I clean the floor? Oh.
うまいな。
She's too good.
明らかなチームプレーの経験不足。自信のなさで自分の実力を発揮できてない。こいつならもっと成長できるのに。自信を持ってもらうには、自分を認めてくれる人間がいるって気づかせないと。
Oh, I've done something. If I was in their shoes, right? What I used to do back in the day, especially when there was a new actor that was on board, is I would bring in one of the individuals that I've acted in with for a long time, so that way they could, like, get acquainted with them, go out, eat, whatnot, and then finally start to work together in that aspect, right? So, like, as a way of self-growth. That is what I used to do in a sense for, like, whenever I was doing any of my directing stuff. It helped a ton. It helped a ton for people to get confident and start learning the craft and know that, hey, we all started there at some point or another. So I'm wondering if Manager-san here of Cute One-chan is actually, like, leaning this way, you know?
見られてる。怒ってる。さっきの調子乗りすぎだったかな。
お前のことちゃんと見てるからな。
Oh, the fucking anxiety overdose, man.
終わった。店長。本当は最初からあの子たち大好きだったんでしょう。だってライブスケジュールずっと一枠空けてたじゃないですか。
Hey, yo, PA-san. PA-san. Why you gotta do that to them?
納得できなかったら出す気はなかったよ。でもまだ荒削りだけどなんか感じるものはあるし、身内の私が厳しくしてバンドを育ててあげた方がいいじゃん。
こういうのってシスコンって言うんですっけ。
それ以上喋ったらクビな。
はい。よーし、じゃあライブまでさらに頑張ってバンドレベル上げてこー。
How far is she willing to go for her sister? That's what I'm curious about, right? Like, because she really wants her sister to go ahead and succeed and whatnot, right? Like, in that regard. So, is she gonna be like... Because granted, you know, you can see some of the flaws, especially on the outside looking in, and being able to call out certain dynamics and certain stuff happening here in terms of, like, what that personal growth means for them. Or is she just going to stay in the background just like, you know what, you can do it. You can, let me cheer you on. Or, hold on. Is she... Is she gonna be like one of those, like, what do you call it? Like, hey guys, check out this band. Ooh, you know, like, oh god, this looks like one of those This looked like a really bad fucking hentai. Sorry guys, let me take this off. Like, you know, like fucking like promoting them on social media was what I was going for. Not fucking Oh god, okay, hold on. That came out really wrong and I did not mean it for Aren't there like VTubers or like, you know, like people that like wear masks and stuff? And never mind, it's a whole genre of shit that I've seen, I guess. But yes, like, you know, what that social media, you know, aspect does mean in this regard. Because, hey, getting to meet, getting to grow, getting to do everything comes from the aspect of to hide their identity. Yes. All right, Bonfire. There you go. You see? But I think like just this band togetherness and the concept of growth and how we're all growing in individual ways is super duper important. What's up, Reek? Genre of what, Ed? Sus. Nothing, else, just nothing. How has it been with Metamorph? Honestly, I haven't been able to dig into Metamorphosis just yet. I've been like slowly but surely, like, it's very slow. Very slow. Anyway.
Bocchi, 新曲の歌詞よろしく。あ、はい。どんどん楽しくなってきたね、小僧さん。はい。そうだ。終わってなんてない。むしろ俺たち結束バンドの冒険はこれからだ。じゃあチケットノルマ1500円を20枚だから。Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. ノルマ5枚。
Okay, wait, hold the fuck on. I feel like no matter what the fuck I say, it always happens, dude. Even if I'm throwing out there a wild ass fucking thing, dude, like it always fucking happens. Yeah, I wrote Bocchi apparently now, dude. Like, I'm over here.
I predicted all of this, you know. All of it.
At the very beginning, I was talking about, like, you know, different fucking, you know, expectations, quotas, selling stuff. And now we're here. All right, guys. Ed the Wizard. Oh, no. You were casually a conductor, dude. Yeah, I've written every light novel out there, guys. He knows the fate without knowing it. Wizard, because it makes sense, Cloud, but thank you. I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. Prediction abilities. Oh, thanks, Freak Week. I appreciate it. But it's more like just understanding the psychology of attachment behind people and being able to go ahead and draw on the experiences, causality, and being able to go ahead and draw on the experiences of like being in a performance world or being in a situation like this. Wait, how'd you guys know I actually made a contract with the Future Devil? And I kind of know where, you know, every anime is going to be and so on and so forth, right? There's plenty, I'm sure. There's plenty of like shows where I've missed a couple of stuff, but for the most part, if it follows psychological principles, it'll be pretty easy to go ahead and like put together and start making predictions, you know? Anyway. Yeah, dude, just tell to your mom, your dad, your sister, the dog. Oh god. The dog. I was kidding. Oh no. Oh. Honestly, dude, it was a complete and utter fucking that's why I was like the mom, the dad, your dad, the mom, the dog, you know, like your sister. I don't even fucking know, dude. The anime watchers were already going insane when he said oh. I fucking love this show, dude. I love this show so much. Lol, Wizard. No, dude, it was just like immediately what came to mind. It's like, who the fuck can you sell it to? Because I've been in similar situations, and I immediately sold it to my family. Like immediately. New Ed, by the way. Yeah, we'll watch the ending right now. Like I immediately sold all of my tickets to my family members, and then I think I was like that pushy salesman outside of a school, and then I just like pushed it onto like another theater actor. Technically, like it was like a competition based setting, and I was just like. He was like much older and he's like taking part in the competition. It's just like, hey, I have a ticket to sell. Like, are you down? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like pushy car salesman, but pushy like ticket salesman because you really need to sell that one fucking ticket or those 3 fucking tickets. So yeah, you know, you'll get used to it. Dude, no. But no, as I said, it just basically follows the rules of that, right? I hate selling things to people, but I'm a good seller somehow. I will say, for me, Bocchi has been one of those shows that continuously, I know like yesterday we did like a 2 hour, 33 hour fucking thing on one episode. But I will say, like, this show is just continuously stepping up either the like comedic elements or the elements of the actual people in here, like the stories of like their attachments, their growth, how they're viewing one another, the concepts that they're bringing up specifically about growth and how they're able to go ahead and understand and see one another. And I'm kind of curious, for you guys up to now, have you seen Bocchi's growth, or do you feel as though she hasn't grown at all? Because everyone has it up to your standards. Everyone has different standards as to what that means, and that's why I'm super duper curious. And no version of growth is the same. One strong point of the show is the realism of its characters. Absolutely. For me, I would say yes. She has grown a lot. She has taken so many steps. And growth is growth. Exactly. Growth is growth. She's grown so much, and like, I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of you guys, because being able to recognize other people's growth in a way is also very introspective for yourself, you know? Even in small portions, growth is growth because it's realistic. If you got out of bed today, hey, I'm proud of you, you know? I'm proud that you genuinely were able to go ahead and, you know, get out of bed today or even wake up. I'm really, really happy about you. If you managed to go to school or take that really hard exam that you were worried about, or, you know, go to work, hey, I'm proud of you guys. It's not easy, dude. It's never easy. We're never recognized as much for being able to go to do these certain things, right? Even breathing, Reek. Are you breathing correctly? Are you filling your lungs with oxygen? Like, are you breathing to, you know, fully enjoy your breath? Or are you breathing just to breathe? There's many different ways of approaching things. You're breathing manually. And the reason why I'm throwing this out there is because oftentimes people get shamed and people get stuck in their routine and they feel like they can't grow because of the stigmas around them. So that's why I'm saying, guys, it don't matter. Take it from a random person crazy out there in the internet world saying that they're proud of you, and that at the end of the day, this life is yours and you make it out whatever you want it to be. Take life slow. Take those steps that you need to step, and be conscientious of the impact that you have on others, because I think that's what's important. Now I'm conscious of my breath. Glad it's far. That's what happens. That's what happens, you know? Just remember, guys, are you breathing in deeply, or are you like just breathing to breathe? How deep are you breathing? Are you thinking of the way that your tongue moves when you speak, the location of where it's hitting on your palate? Are you breathing through your nose, or are you breathing through your mouth, right? When you're breathing, are you breathing from your diaphragm, or are you breathing from your chest? How do you breathe? Are you breathing in cold air, like nice and smooth, controlled airstream? Or are you just getting as much air as you can at once? How are you blinking, right? Are you thinking about when to blink? Or are you just blinking for the sake of blinking, right? I had breathing problems as a kid. I'm always self-conscious about it. No, I breathe like a fish. You can't be. But Forest Walker, absolutely. Probably one of the few shows that touches on social anxiety in a realistic way. Absolutely. And it also touches on elements of like what it means to like make friends and build those friendships and care about the friends that you make. Guys, reach out to your friends if possible, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while, or that one friend that you had that, like, you know, you suddenly stopped talking to, or that you know might be a little lonely or whatever. Even small check-ins, dude, they go a long way for a lot of people. I honestly can't say this enough, guys. Honestly, if you guys need that self-care, practice that self-care. Subscribe if you guys are on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch. We tend to do this every Friday and Sunday. But also, make sure that you check in with yourselves. And if you're not feeling okay, hey, there's hotlines out there. We have support groups. We have venting groups. We have everything out there for those that need it. I appreciate y'all on YouTube. Hey, this is where the video is going to end for you guys. But if you guys want more content, let us know. Come on over. For us here on Twitch, let's listen. What the fuck were those? What the fuck were those lyrics? Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, what the fuck was that? The lyrics. Oh, that hurt. That really fucking hurt. Like, dude, ooh, ooh. Ooh, we gotta go back and analyze some of these lyrics. Probably like at the very end, whenever we finish the whole show, we'll go back and we'll actually pay attention to the lyrics and what the fuck was being said. Because those lyrics were deep, dude. Like, talking about being in someone's shadow and how depression can like overwhelm you at times, and you gotta take the steps forwards and start advancing. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's not just something your girl's character song. Get things saying, damn, dude, damn. That's all I gotta say. Like, for me, that just my heart. I did not expect the lyrics that deep, dude. Honestly, down the hive, it might happen. We might do a full on, like, all the lyrics are canonically written by Bocchi, supposedly. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I think one thing I will. I guess, ooh, whoa, wowee woo wow, wowee woo wow, my internet went bonkers. Hold on. All right. One thing I did want to go ahead and talk about was the fact that, hey, how many of you, and I guess we can add this on as like a PS. Hi. Wait, hold on. We need some like sexual seduction music, like some crazy sex music going on. Hey, how many of you guys have genuinely felt lonely at some point in your life? I know. Hi YouTube, welcome to the PS segment here. Super seducer music in the background. Put gotchi music. Oh god. But no, genuinely, how many of you guys have genuinely felt lonely in your life? And what have your friends meant to you? Because I'll be honest, when I moved abroad, right, I was going through a big period of my life where I was feeling down. This is why I can relate to Bocchi and a lot of these characters so much. Where I had just gone through a really bad breakup. I was like evolving. I was still doing my therapy stuff. I was doing case management, therapy, medical management, the whole 101 dimensions over here. And I was super duper like focused in on like trying to survive, essentially. Where I got so ingrained in my line of work that I didn't really have a lot of friends during that time. Where I was like evolving in on myself, where I was trying to evolve as an individual, that like, you know, as I moved abroad, I was like, fuck, I'm starting over from zero, from nothing. And honestly, it came to a point where it was luckily enough that, like, you know, being able to go out and be open with people, being able to go out and interact with people, you start making these friends. But it's thanks to friends like this that you're able to go out and take that step. Whether it was Brady or the Sad Boy Gang or any of the other individuals that I met, like, it was super duper awesome to have friends that were able to go out and help you out when you weren't necessarily feeling the best, when you were feeling lonely, when you were feeling displaced, when, you know, when we weren't even in the country where their first language is a language that we speak. You know, granted, they do speak English over there, right? But still, it's one of those situations where it's like, fuck, dude, you're in a situation where loneliness is rough, and the best way to do it is to try and like make friends and evolve and whatnot. And that's why I will always say, hey, if you have friends, if you felt lonely, what impact have your friends had in your life? If you have friends that have reached out to you in this loneliness, even if it's yourself talking to yourself or watching Twitch or YouTube and to keep yourself entertained, or running on the background while you cook or while you study. Yes, I see you all. No, don't get me wrong. I see all of you guys. But there is a big difference between being alone and being lonely. Absolutely. But that's not my main question for today. My main question is, has there been a period where your friends have stepped in and saved you or helped you from that loneliness? And what was that for you? How did you evolve from that? I unplugged my webcam though, Sagusu. Well, I got both. And my main thing is, know that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what may be going on through your life, and I'm stating this, yes, it might be to you guys on Twitch and on YouTube, but also as the words I would have loved to have heard when I was going through a really dark period in my life, which is, hey, we've tried to create an extremely welcoming and open community in Discord and whatnot. And because of the experiences that I've had, I've always wanted to go ahead and create like a safe space for others. For when they're feeling lonely, when they're feeling like there's no one out there, that there is people out there. People that care, no matter if you have based or trash opinions on any anime or show or video games or anything like that. Like, we're here for you. And it's a safe space for everyone. And, you know, you don't have to feel alone or lonely. There are people out there who genuinely care about you. And, you know, I've lost a lot of friends because of loneliness. I've lost a lot of individuals who were very based, who had amazing taste in video games and everything, because loneliness was a lot. And that's why I'm saying, guys, hey, we're here for you. And anyone out there, like, I love y'all. Please, if you're ever feeling in a really, really dark space, reach out for help. Talk to a friend, if anything. I appreciate all of you guys for being here.